Hey, peace of the gods and goddesses on planet Kai. Peace, 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 peace. You know I gotta come talk to you about some shit, right? So, I've been talking about meditation quite often, right? And what I wanna talk about too is to help on your journey with enlightenment. Buffalo style cauliflower wings, slamming. But yeah, on your journey of enlightenment, I want to talk about how we can do better, not even do better, how we can enhance and gain more by doing more, right? So what I'm talking about is auto work, because yes, you can meditate and you can do all these things, and I spoke about this book, Deity Linkage, that will help you find your Orisha, your deity, your spiritual parents, and why you act the way you act, certain characteristics, why you like certain colors, certain animals, things like that, right? So that book will help you a lot with that. But also, it's not about just meditating and just finding your spiritual parents, your Orisha, your deities, finding your soul numbers and your urge numbers and things like that. It's more to that. You once you find out who your Orishas are, and once you choose out, once you read the book, get the book. It'll go into further detail. But once you whatever deities resonate with you and you choose them, you then have to build an altar. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Is altar work. You have to build an altar to pay homage to your deity, your Orisha, to gain knowledge, visions, downloads, um, with them bestowing their gifts upon you. In order for these things to happen, you have to build an altar or altars. You cannot access your Orishas, your deities without it, right? Can you get into your house without going through the door? I mean, yeah, right, break the window, whatever, but then it's breaking and entering, and then that you're not welcome at that point, right? If it's your house, you're just breaking into it, and I think that's just foolish, right? In order to access and ask for permission from the reach of these deities, you have to build an altar in which you have to present offerings, right? Because can somebody come up to you and ask you for a favor just randomly? Can somebody come to you like, hey, do me a favor? And they just keep coming to you and they present nothing, but they just keep coming to you. Yeah, it's the same thing. You gotta make sure you present offerings to your Risha, to your deities. And these offerings are placed on your altar, right? And how do you set up your altar? Your altar had to have the elements on it when you make an altar. I have a few of them. You There has to be a few elements to your altar, right? So when you build your altar, it has to have water. You put water in a bowl, water in a cup, water, air, an incense, right? Um, Rocks, coins, crystals. You place those there. A candle for your Orisha. Now, there's a few ways to do this, right? Your Orisha candles and your Orisha represent certain colors, like my elite gaze here. I just have on two right now. But your Orishas represent a certain color, so that candle will be the color that they represent. So you have to make sure you buy the right candle for that particular Orisha. And typically they're not hard to find because the candle has the Orisha name on it. So you will look it up, you will purchase it, and you will have that on your altar. You will put Florida water, a bottle of Florida water, on your altar. Incense. And then whatever offerings are tied to that particular Orisha, that's what you present to the Orisha as an offering, and you place it on the altar. But of course, like I said before, there's steps and there's levels. Before you place that offering on the altar, you have to say a prayer to your Orisha. You then have to say a prayer first to your Orisha, and after you present the offering as you place it there, then you thank the Orisha. You thank them for whatever it is. All of which you can find in here. Remember, the road to being enlightened, we have to take all steps. We can't half step, right? We got to take all steps. So yes, if we're meditating, that's good. That's perfect. Are we finding out who we really are? It's perfect. But we can't just stop there. We gotta dive in because we gotta soul search. We gotta dig deeper into self. So we have to find out why we act the way we act, why we do the things that we do, things like that. Who are my spiritual parents? And once you read it, and you finally come like, oh, that's why I do what I do. So altar work is extremely important. It's how you connect with your research, how you speak, how you get downloads and visions. So when we're meditating, this comes into play. When we're meditating, we have to make sure that we are meditate 3 times a day, right? And like I said, like I've always saying, it's hard to do with your schedule, depending on how your schedule is, right? So meditate 3 times a day if you could. But that first meditation that you do have to be in front of your altar towards your Orisha to pay homage. That first one always has to be. No matter what time of the day is, how you set it up. I like to set my meditations up at certain times of the day. Because, I like to play with numbers and do number magic. So I like to meditate at certain times of the day. Right? But that first meditation has to be to your Orisha. That is really important. Pay homage to your Orisha. Thank your Orisha. You can ask your Orisha for things. Make sure you always ask for permission. When you're first starting this out, you have to ask for permission. You ask your Orisha for permission for them to work with you or for you to work with them. You have to ask for permission. Right? It's respect. So those are the things that you need to have on your altar. Right? The offerings. But if you don't have the offerings, how you would set up your altar, it would have the Orisha candle, the Orisha picture or statue, coins, rocks, crystals, and incense. So that's just a few ways on how you could prepare. Well, that is the most accurate way you can, prepare your altar, right? So these particular items that I say to place on your altar represents certain things. So the candle will represent fire. The bowl or a chalice of water will represent water, of course, the elements we're talking about. And then the earth, what would represent the earth, is the crystals, the gemstones, the rocks, the coins, and money. You could put dollar bills up there. You could put coins up there. Gemstones, rocks, crystals. And then the incense represents air. So these are the things that we have to have on our altar when we're doing altar work. Right? Those are the elements that should be on the altar at all times, as well as an offering. If you have the offering to present, make sure you are presenting offerings daily. If you have an item that's on the offering that doesn't expire fast, then that's okay, right? Then you can put that up there and it'll be okay, right? You can cook food and put food up there. Now remember, it's the energy that the Orisha gets from your offering. They don't physically eat it itself. Keep that in mind. It's the energy that they feed off of from your items that you present to them. Remember, we're energy based, we're energy beings, right? So, doing that helps you connect with your Orisha. Make sure that we're meditating. That first set of meditation goes to your Orisha, paying homage to your Orisha, which is super important, right? So, and if your offering does expire, but get spoiled, don't leave it on the altar. Take it off. Throw it away. You don't want that bad energy. Also, make sure to keep your altars clean. Keep them up. Keep them clean. Keep them clean. I suggest getting Florida water. Get a rag. Put a little bit of Florida water on there. Wipe down the altar. Wipe down the walls of your house. Wipe down the doors. Take Florida water in a bowl of water. Take Florida water, a couple of drops in a bowl of water. Go outside and splash that water in front of your door. Keep the negative energies off. Keeping bad energies out of your house. Keeping bad energy within people to approach your house. So that's just a couple of things, to help you along your journey on meditation as you complete all steps and find your Orisha. This is important, right? Oh, cauliflower, you know. But yeah, I think that might be all today. Yeah, man. Right? Stay blessed, peaceful. Let's get connected. Let's make sure we're taking the correct steps, and let's keep it empowering ourselves and getting our knowledge and getting stronger. Got another video that'll be out tomorrow addressing a certain situation. So we gotta talk about it. Just tune in for that. This is gonna be a good one. We have to make sure that we are not so quick to turn our backs on people because we hear a negative report, a true report, which we know it was a lie. I will address that situation because I'm not gonna allow our gods and goddesses to preach positivity and help people. And the moment something happens to that person, we can't see how the higher ups, how the elites, how the people who try to run this planet, how you can't see that you know, the person is all they talking about was positivity, and then you go and do that. And I won't put too much information out because I'm gonna talk about them all. And everybody want to turn their back on that person because they want to believe the lie. It's amazing how somebody can be so positive, and we see the positivity and we feel it, but something minutes ago, I wonder what he really do. Nah, man, we gotta stop doing that and support each other. The fuck are we doing? Stop letting the government fool us. Pay attention, man. Wake the fuck up. Peace, love. Stay strong. Stay mighty. Stay blessed. This is your planet. Don't forget that. You are more than what you think you are. Ashe.